My name is Ann Austin. I'm from Freeborn County, and the reason why I'm here is we've been looking at ways to engage more of the community and talking about early childhood issues and trying to find more spots for children who aren't attending them. Something that I had heard recently, and that also got Mary's interest. She's with the Growing Up Healthy grant. It's Mary Lady Meister, and she's working. It's the Blue Cross Blue Shield Growing Up Healthy grant. We had heard that only about 50% of children who are eligible are attending daycare or preschool programs in the community, and that's just crazy. So we can maybe talk about that at the end, or what your knowledge is of that situation in our community and how we can, work to address it. But we did hear about the Parent Aware rating system that's coming through our area in 2014. We heard that it's going to be coming in the fall. So we thought it would probably be a good idea to get people together and have a meeting about what that will entail or what expectations are if you want to get hooked in with it, if you're even interested. But even having Barb come into our community and Child Care Resource and Referral had more classes available for people here. They do a lot in Rochester and our county, but we definitely have a lot of providers here, and there's a lot of interest in the farmer community to have classes that you go to here. So tonight, I think that you probably all saw the agenda. But we're going to have Barb talk first about Parent Aware and what expectations you can have, what they'll be looking for in our communities. They're going to go into all communities in Minnesota, I think it is, Barb?
Yes.
Yes, next year, so that's pretty huge. And so first you'll find out expectations. There are certain things that they're going to be looking for, and then we'll also be talking about classes that are available. We also have Jenny Hansen here from ECF, and she'll talk about local options for people as well. And then we'll just kind of have a general discussion. So thank you for coming, and for all the people who weren't able to make it, you can be a voice for them. But we are taping it this evening, and we're going to send information out to Abby, who's a licensor here, and then she can get it out to everybody else too. So feel free to ask questions. Ask as many questions as you want. We had a lot of questions for Barb ourselves, so there's still a lot of information that's outside. So again, thank you so much, and we'll have a discussion later.
Okay. All right. I hate this absurd kind of more in a circle, but I'm just gonna sit here. Is that all right? Does anyone care? Here. No, I'm fine. I sit in a chair all day. It's kind of comfy. I do have back issues now, so I might stand up again soon, but it's comfy for now. I'm going to explain a whole bunch of stuff, way too much. So if you I don't expect you to remember anything actually. So if you do have questions, I will pass out my card, so you'll have that available. And then the quality coach who will be covering Freeborn County, I'll give you her card too. So you'll have access to somebody who can answer your questions or remind you of what I had said. Let's see, first I'm going to explain really quickly about Child Care Resource and Referral. Okay, Child Care Resource and Referral Inc. is based in Rochester. Now underneath that umbrella, there are several different organizations. We house Head Start, that's the biggest one, covers Olmsted County and Freeborn County. We have School Readiness for Olmsted County. We have Crisis Nursery for Olmsted County, Child Care Assistance for Olmsted County and Winona County, and the Child Care and Adult Food Program that covers, I think, about 22 counties in the southern and southeastern part of Minnesota. And then also Child Care Aware of Minnesota Southern District, which is us. Child Care Resource Referral actually began in Rochester, Minnesota, and expanded nationally throughout the years. It's 40 years old. I think it's this year. Child Care Resource Referral at the national level changed their name to Child Care Aware of America. So we're no longer Child Care Resource and Referral, we're Child Care Aware. However, our organization in Rochester is keeping the name right now. They will not change their name to Child Care Aware, but I can't say they'll never change their name. But right now we're Child Care Resource and Referral Inc., and I'm part of Child Care Aware Minnesota Southern District. All right? Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Parent Aware, and what Parent Aware is a quality rating improvement system. And the state decided that with over 50% of our kids not ready for kindergarten, we needed to do something about that. With over 90% of brain development happening between birth and age 3, we got plenty of room to work. So one of the things they decided on was to jump on board the quality rating improvement system. There are a number of states across the U.S. that are participating, and we're on board. And part of the reason we're on board is because we received that Race to the Top grant. I'm sure you've heard a little bit about that. If you haven't, it's federal money that was given to help develop the system. If you want more information on that, just email me and I'll get you a link. Anyway, Parent Aware is a voluntary program that helps you enhance the quality of your program. It helps you enhance the quality of the education you're offering the kids in your care. So it's going to help you, increase the positive aspects of your program to meet the needs of the kids so they're better ready for school. There is a program associated with it called Building Quality. Now the Building Quality initiative is kind of a precursor to Parent Aware. If you meet the requirements, you can apply for Building Quality, and then with that, you'll end up rolling into Parent Aware. Building Quality starts in July 2014. Actually, the cohorts start every July and every January. Now, if you qualify for Building Quality, you can jump on board July 2014 because your county will roll into Parent Aware January 2015. Building Quality is a 6-month program. You'll receive up to $500 to help improve your environment, to help pay for training if you prefer to take training, and you'll get up to 30 hours of coaching. Now the quality coach is there to guide you. She's not there to tell you what you're doing right or wrong, or to point out things in your environment that aren't up to par. What she's there to do is to guide you. You'll participate in an environmental rating assessment, and you'll take a look at your environment and you'll work together to enhance what you're already doing. There is no training requirement for Building Quality, but you can use that as a time to get ready for rolling into Parent Aware. Okay? Do you have any questions about Building Quality? The one requirement is about the, if you have any children with special needs. And a special need can be anything from being on child care assistance, to having some kind of program plan, to being on medication. There's a wide gamut of things that count as special needs in this program. So that's basically the only real thing that, if nobody has a child that has any sort of special need in their care, then they wouldn't qualify. But most do. So it's fairly easy, and it's a great process to get a jump started rolling into Parent Aware. Do we have any questions with that one? Awesome. One of the first requirements about participating in any of these programs is being on a registry. You guys all heard that? Minnesota Center for Professional Development's registry? No? Yes? No? Yes? Okay. One of the first requirements is to get on that. And basically, you go to the website, Minnesota Center for Professional Development, mncpd.org is what it is. Then you create a profile. You put your name, your address, your contact info in there. And the other thing you're going to do is you're going to submit how the training or any post-secondary education. If you've had college or if you have a degree, you'll want to send an official transcript in. Now, what I tell everybody is it's a fairly simple process. You just get on there, and I'm going to grab my other handout quick so you can see what it looks like. This is the home page. So when you go to mncpd.org, this is what you're going to see. And you're going to create a profile. Now, if you're like me, you're unorganized, organized. I probably can find every certificate or document I have about the training I've done in the past 10 years, let alone 5. So what you want to do is just turn in what you do have. Now, if you've taken training through us, and have you heard of MinStreams, all of you? Do you know what that is? I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But MinStreams is Child Care Resource and Referrals, or Child Care Aware's database of training. All of the training that we schedule across the state is listed in this database. All of you have profiles in that database, whether you know it or You do have a login and password, and what happens is all of the training that you've taken through us will bridge over to this registry once you create a profile. So hopefully, if everything works right, and sometimes it does, everything that's on your midstream transcript will bridge over, and you'll have that much training at least in your profile on the registry. What the registry also does is it's a great avenue for career guidance. You know, if you're interested in creating a plan, non-credit training, or if you're interested in maybe eventually pursuing more post-secondary, it will help guide you through that process also. They do have a career lattice that they'll plug you into once you get all of your information in there, and you can keep on sending stuff in if you're taking it outside of us, or you know, like maybe every 6 months, get a pile together and you can scan it in an email, or you can send it via snail. But you can keep that going. And the nice thing about that is it's your professional development portfolio. All of your information is there and ready for you. If you work at a center, use your personal email. So if you move to another center, you still have access to your profile. Right now, it is a requirement when you participate in the Building Quality Initiative, if you sign up Parent Aware, or even if you get a regional grant. So it's a good thing to be a part of, because all of your stuff will be in one place. And then you'll be organized instead of unorganized, organized, like me. But do we have any questions about that? Front page looks like this, and then there's on the bar here, you would just click join the registry. And then I have more of a PowerPoint to walk you through, but it just changed, they updated it, it's supposed to be a heck of a lot easier. But if you do get on there and you decide to take a look at it and you have questions, feel free to call me. If you don't want to call me, there's a big contact us on their webpage, and it lists everyone and what they do there. And they're really, really helpful there and really friendly, and they'll get you where you need to be. Okay? So if you're interested in Parent Aware at all, this is one of the first things you want to do. Or if you're interested in building quality and rolling into Parent Aware, or eventually applying for a regional grant, you'll want to go ahead and do this. Okay? Do we have any questions there? Feel free to jump right in. You got anything? Now's the time. Yes?
What are the grants? What do they entail, or how much funds are available for people to apply for?
The regional grants are available in the fall of every year. The workshops, there are information workshops offered in August. And then the applications are available September 1st. You fill out the application, never ever leave anything blank. Make sure you answer everything. And I believe family child care, and don't quote me because I'm not 100% sure, because it changes a little bit every year, but I think you can get up to $2,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows for sure. But I think you can get up to $2,000, but it does change every year a little bit based on the funding we get from DHS. And I think centers can apply for up to $5,000.
That's to help you get...
Yep, to improve your learning environment, to improve your health and safety, to improve your professional development. So there's a number of areas you can get grant funding for. There is a part on our website, the c2r2.org, that will give you more information on those regional grants. And Dawn Eckhoff is our grants coordinator. If you can't remember and you want more information, just call me. I share an office with her, so I can just flip you right over to her. But she'd be happy to talk to you.
When we have applied for grants throughout the years, you have to say you're going to stay in daycare so long.
2 years.
Not 2 years. So if for some reason you don't stay in daycare for 2 years, you have to pay back the
Yes,
grant.
ma'am, you do. Yes. I mean, and you gotta look at it from a business standpoint too. If I was gonna borrow you money to improve your business, and then you quit business, you know, you gotta have some compensation if you're not gonna use it for what it was intended for. Yeah, so.
I just did it from the other grants.
Yeah, in 2 years I don't think is unreasonable, really. I mean, it's hard in these economic times, I know, but, you know, you're getting, you know, consider where you're at when you do apply for the grant. But they are, they're competitive, but there's monies available, so don't hesitate to not apply. It's an easy way to you know, make some additions to your program or get some extra training in, or you know, brush up on your health and safety equipment or whatever. So I know they had, when the cribs, there was recall calling cribs a while ago. I know that was one of their, if you were going to upgrade your cribs or you get new cribs because of that recall, they were moving you higher up on the list. So sometimes there are things that will, you can do to boost yourself up, your odds up a little bit with regional grades. But there's more information on our website, or like I said, give us a call and talk with Dawn at the office. And of course, watch for those August workshops. They're really, really informative. She'll walk you through the process 100%, so you really know and understand what you're doing. All right. What is next? I'm going to go ahead and pass out these frequently asked questions about Parent Aware. As we talk about this, and I'll get some of my other things out that has to do with training.
Sure.
And I'll pass all the fancy brochures on Parent Aware. Here you go, babies. Now with Parent Aware, if you agree to participate, the timeline is this. The cohorts are running 6-month breaks. If you decide that you want to really get a jump start and apply for building quality, you can start July 2014, and building quality would roll until December 31st of 2014. January you would roll into Parent Aware. If you sign up for building quality and you're approved, you automatically are signing on and rolling to Parent Aware when you're finished with building quality. Okay? Parent Aware. Parent Aware is supposed to be a 6-month process, but it really only ends up being about 3 or 4 months depending on your star rating you're going for. Submission is I think March 30th or April 30th based on the star level you want to obtain. Now, there's a quality documentation packet that you'll have to fill out. Those are available for you to look at on parentawareratings.org. And that website should be in that handout I gave you on the frequently asked questions. You can find a lot of information, or in that brochure, at parentawareratings.org. Okay? The quality coaches will be offering information sessions this spring. So they'll have an information session here in Freeborn County, probably February, March, April, sometime in there. And they'll give you more in-depth information. They'll talk to you about the quality documentation packet and what exactly, is that entails. You can go out to, like I said, parentawareratings.org and see a copy of that right now. I'm not going to give too much detail on that because there's really a lot to it. But what I can speak to, something that you can work on now, is the training. There's approximately 54 hours of training required, but I do go 5 years back, okay? So it's really important that you check with me before you start your training, because you may have a lot that might fit into some of the categories, all right? Now I'm going to pass this out. You may have saw it in one of the previous catalogs. If you're looking to get a 1-star rating, you are required 8 hours of child development and 2 hours of clinic observation. A lot of you might already have some of that child development training. The athletic observation is fairly new. So unless you've taken something called What is Assessment, or if you've had some college coursework that entailed observation and assessment, you may need to take that class. That's a 2-hour class. And it gives you a little insight into observation, why it's necessary, how it works, and how you can entwine that in your program. Any questions? You're smiling, so I want you to ask me something.
How are we supposed to, 5 years back, I don't have all my training records from
That's
5
okay.
years ago.
I can go out on Midstreams and look you up and see what you've taken through us. If you've taken a lot of training or any training through us, it'll be out there. If you've taken training through your local association, I know I've been involved in some of it, but not all of it. We can get that together and take a look at that too. You know, I can look you up and we can see what you've got. You know, send me an email with your name and I'll do it tomorrow.
Is it 54 hours through CCRNR or just 54 hours?
It's 54 hours of training. If we're counting training, what they do is they go 5 years back from the date you sign your intent to participate. So when you sign that, we'll go 5 years back. So we're 2013, let's just say 2014 because you won't be able to start building quality until 2014. We go back 5 years, that's 2009. So if you sign in July of 2014, we can go back to July 2009. Get it? If you wait till January and start with that building quality cohort, or just jump right into parent aware, we go back 5 years from that date you sign. Okay?
What happens if you like are very close or whatever? I mean, because a lot of us go to every single training, but that is in
Yeah.
5 years. But it
Now-
only has to be certain kinds of
Well,
topics, right?
The Minnesota Center for Professional Development was created in 2010. So anything in 2009 and 2010 we can take a look at, and I can judge what area it fits on based on core competency area, okay, and the content of the training. Some in 2010 going forward has to be approved through the Minnesota Center for Professional Development. Now, we only offer training that's approved through the Minnesota Center for Professional Development, and we only use the approved trainers through them, okay? So if you've taken anything through us, that's automatically approved. The one thing that we're starting to do is the state is starting to get other organizations and agencies on board so that they will use approved training and approved trainers. Now, anything sponsored directly through MDE right now has blanket approval. And that's the one thing I wanted to mention, is that with Parent Aware, there are two avenues. If you're an MDE program, like Head Start, School Readiness, and ECFEs, ECSCs, you go down a certain path. If you're a DHS licensed program, like a center, family child care, or preschool, you follow another path. And that's the path I'm talking about today. Because are you guys all family child care? We can start with introductions, but you're family child care? You are?
But she's early childhood special ed, she'd be the ECSE, so she could follow the other pathway.
Okay, and you are?
You got a preschool, right?
Are you licensed through DHS or MDE?
DHS.
Okay, then you listen to me. You can still listen to me, so I'll talk later. And your family child care, your family. Okay, we'll talk, Ms. ECSE, afterwards, okay? And I'll just explain briefly to you the MDE level, okay? So on most everything I'm gonna talk about is geared toward family child care, the DHS license side. With centers, all of their lead teachers have to do the exact same thing you guys do, okay? So just keep that in mind. There's no real differences between you and centers, other than centers that have preschool classrooms